This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader who's going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for you first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me through this journey. We'd like to acknowledge and thank our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Andre the Man in White, Chad Welsh, Sean McGuire, and Rikky Morrisette. And we're really excited to welcome Giannis to our executive producer team. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really, really appreciate it. And before we get into things today, we're also going to welcome Ola Sarcasm and Daniel Baez to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. Thank you both so much. We're very excited to have your support. In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 49.
Oh my goodness, it's
One
just
chapter.
one chapter.
I already messed that up once.
You did. This is take two, but that's okay because this chapter is called To Boanda.
Ooh.
I gotta be honest with you.
It sounds a little more tropical than it actually is.
It does, but I have a problem with the chapter title because it's not about going to Boanda at all.
It's not at all.
We don't spend any time. It's
I
like
completely agree.
it should be.
But remember when I predicted, well, they're probably just going to go on the boat to Boanda and nothing's going to happen.
You were kind of right.
I was right.
You were right. Yeah, okay. There was a lot of stuff.
Oh my god.
But okay, so we're going to talk about this chapter. It's going to be great and we're going to move on.
There were some good parts. Did this chapter need to be 40 pages?
Yes.
Definitely not.
We need description. It's important. It should be called To the Beach at the Curve and then Saladar's Real Close.
Yeah.
Didn't ring as well as To Boanda. So
It could have been like some sort of...
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It
That's
doesn't
not
matter.
what it was.
It doesn't matter. Let's talk more about what the chapter could have been called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want me to hit you with a fun fact?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And it's a fun piece of trivia here because it's not about Boanda. It's about Saladar.
Okay.
Because that's where we're going.
Sally Dara.
Okay. Because I like the real world parallels.
Who doesn't?
So here we go.
Who doesn't like those?
It's a good one.
Yeah, okay.
So, the name Saladar might be a nod to a tradition of using the expression cellar door, because cellar door is regarded as one of the most phonetically pleasing phrases.
Cellar door.
Cellar door. And it's a source for a place name among many fantasy authors. So, authors like Tolkien and C.S. Lewis have used a variation of cellar door. So, for Tolkien, it was Celador, and for C.S. Lewis, it was Celador with more letters.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's been used in a lot of different fantasy authors. So, Saladar or Salidara is probably a play on cellar door.
Okay.
And I don't know enough about phonetics. I tried to read about it and why it sounds real good, and I tried to educate myself, but it was just a whole lot. So anyways, if you're interested, go look that up on what words sound real nice.
Sure.
But yeah.
Okay. Good. I like that. That was nice and quick.
Yeah, it's nice and simple. Like, I could go into the details, but it's not
like
the right time
that.
and place.
No, I like that it had some kind of meaning, and...
There's something.
My favorite thing about everything in this book is that he didn't just look over at something in his room and be like, I'm gonna call this place Pillow.
Yeah.
Or, or whatever, right? Like, I'm not gonna call this place Phone and Coffee or something.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's not like that.
Yeah. There's like deep historical
There's
roots
deep, like, meanings
in
behind...
everything, and it's kind of annoying
everything.
sometimes because, I try and find that, and sometimes it's
No,
really hard
and
to find
I'm definitely a big person who likes... No, I'm a small person who likes big name meanings.
Big meanings, yeah.
Big meanings.
We're good. Let's talk about getting to Boanda.
Okay, but first I need to tell you what happened last time.
Oh, does it even matter?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
All right.
It matters for like half
What
of
happened?
the world. Half of the world erupted in war that Galad facilitated.
Sure, if we're going to blame him,
okay,
sure.
Now let me tell you though, when I first started writing my notes, I always do a little type up last time, so I have my bearings about what's going on.
Okay.
And I wrote Galad started the war by finding the women a ship.
Okay.
But I changed it to Galad facilitated the start of a war.
Ooh, okay.
Because I've had a chance to think about our conversation from last time.
Yep.
And I edited the episode from last time.
Where I did some defense of Galad.
Yeah, where, he didn't start the war. It was gonna start.
Galad didn't start the fire.
Yeah. It was always burning. Okay, but...
Since Massimo was the prophet. It's not even his fault. No, it was bad before
and you know
that.
What? You told me you wanted to rewrite "I'm on a boat"
because that's what this boat's about.
Rewrote a different song completely.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I do believe that he facilitated the start of it, but he didn't help. Yeah. He didn't start it.
Sure.
No, he did help. He helped the start of the war.
Yeah. No, yeah. I get it.
Okay. So, chapter 49 to Boanda.
Boanda. It does sound tropical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Bahamas. Something like that.
Yeah.
Bermuda.
Sure. What else?
Aruba.
Jamaica. Okay, there's too many songs.
Okay. Chapter symbols, waves.
It's a bunch of waves.
Because they're on a freaking boat for a week and a half. Or,
no.
1 week.
No, not 1 week.
10 days.
5 days.
They're on a boat for 5 days to Boanda and then 5 days after Boanda.
No, so it's 3 days to Boanda and then 2 days to Saladar.
Okay, well, it fucking felt like 10 days.
It felt like 10 days to everybody on the ship, probably, including the captain, because he hates women, apparently. But we can talk about that later.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was only 5 days, because...
Oh, okay, I read it wrong then.
Elaine's doing her whole, her thing, too, so...
I know she is, which
there's
also...
a lot. Oh my god,
There's a lot to talk about, oh my god.
Anyways, 5 days. It wasn't that bad. We're good.
Okay, so we enter in our Nynaeve perspective, and, we get to spend all of this chapter on a boat...
Yeah, except for the very end when they're on a beach.
No, when they're on the beach.
Yeah.
And it's really 5 days in the future.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're getting a recap from Nynaeve about what's happened. And I have to tell you, the way this was written was confusing.
It's like Eye of the World, Matt and Rand on the road to Camelin. It's the writing style where it's like a look back at what's happened over the 5 days.
Similar to that.
Yeah.
In a bounce around, except that it's in one chapter, and it's obvious from right away that things aren't exactly right, because you read a page and a half and then she says now it's 5 days later, and then you go back to day 1, but then you go
in the Tel'aran'rhiod stuff, because it's like a repeat of day 1.
Day 3, but then you go back to day 1, and you go, what the hell is going on?
So these 5 days did feel like an eternity.
That's why I was so mixed
up.
Because I really thought it was the first 5 days and then the second.
Yeah.
But no. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for the clarification. Here we are in Samara, day 1.
Yes.
Right?
We're still in Samara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone, including the refugees, gets loaded up on the boat.
Yes.
And the ship is just packed. Nynaeve isn't willing to leave anyone behind if she can help it, because she remembers the docks in Tanchico.
Yeah, and we got that the last time because she was like, this is bad.
A recap. Yeah.
Yeah.
When all the refugees realize that Nynaeve has actually paid for their passage, they are, of course, super thankful and are crying out thanks and blessing, like trying to kiss her hands and the hem of her dress.
Yeah, they're doing all giving her praise.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Nynaeve is super self-conscious about doing this really nice thing.
This is weird.
Because she thinks that she's going to get made fun of for this.
Yeah, by Elaine and Brigida.
And they might.
Do you really think so?
Oh, the way these women have been at each other.
Oh, yeah, that's
fair. At this point.
That's actually a good point.
100%. Anything that Nynaeve does is going to piss Elaine off.
Yeah.
And vice versa. For, where they are right now. I get that later this chapter, things get
a little bit better,
mended in their relationship slightly. But where they are right now, I do think that Elaine would, from her perspective, be like, oh, she just wants attention. Oh, she did this on purpose.
Okay, that makes more sense to me.
Altruistic. Yeah. She's just
doing it for the praise.
Praise. So I can see why Nynaeve is self-conscious about this.
Yeah.
Because Elaine currently doesn't have a very good view of her.
I was just thinking on that surface level of why would Elaine and Brigida make fun of her for the people thanking her for...
And Nynaeve has been nonstop at Elaine for spending too much money recklessly.
True,
and
that's
here,
true.
Nynaeve has spent a lot of money kind of recklessly.
Yeah, all things considered, yeah.
In the same fashion that Elaine was.
Handing out
literally
coins.
Just helping people.
Yeah.
And here Nynaeve has done the same thing. So yeah, I could see Elaine being judgmental about this situation.
Yeah, okay. That makes more sense to me.
That's how I see it.
I like it.
Okay. So this is where we get the recap of the quote, like, problems that they went through over the past 5 days.
Like back to day 1, basically.
Yeah, the first real problem, according to Nynaeve, was the cabin that they have to stay in.
Yeah, Captain Naris.
So it's his cabin.
Yes.
So I don't know where he's staying. On the deck?
Yeah, so that's we do get the note here that his cabin is the only like cabin on the ship.
Yes.
Besides being on the deck or like being below deck.
With the
cargo. Exactly. So that's the issue, is that there's like a smelly, small, cramped, dirty cabin.
I think it's funny because on the way here, she thinks to herself, I hope we get individual quarters.
Yeah.
And it's like, nope.
There's none of that.
There's none of that. And especially with the extra 100 people you crammed onto this boat.
Exactly. It's like
we're
crammed.
Lucky it
crazy.
Floats. Like, but
yeah. I remember like going on that boat in Winnipeg, the Nonsuch, and like seeing the little cabins on the boat and the little like
at the museum. You have to tell the people. They don't know
the Manitoba
what the
Museum
is.
You go to Winnipeg, you go to the Manitoba Museum, and there's a real boat that's built into the museum. We have talked about it. It's called the Nonsuch.
Yeah, no, I haven't talked about the Nonsuch before. I've talked about Touch the Universe at Museum of
Oh my god! Well, come on. The Nonsuch is like a main feature at the Manitoba Museum.
I can still smell it.
Smell the boat. You can 100%. That's
that
like
entire.
That's
exhibit,
where you went on field trips, and that's where like as a child you went
to. It's like a real replica.
I thought it was like the real thing.
No, it was a
replica. And they built it around it.
No.
Maybe.
Now I have to look it up.
Oh no. Okay.
All right, here we go with some Nonsuch facts.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Nonsuch ship was originally built as a merchant ship in 1650.
Okay.
And its name refers to Nonsuch, meaning unequaled.
Oh, like none such ship as this. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's a 17th century English ship that sailed from England to Canada's Hudson Bay as a fur trader.
Yep.
And the Nonsuch replica in the gallery of the Manitoba Museum.
Yeah, okay.
Is considered one of the finest replicas in the world because it was built using hand tools of the 17th century.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it sailed 14,000 kilometers of salt and fresh water before finding her home in the Manitoba Museum in 1974.
Interesting. So it was actually used as a real ship.
It was. Yes. That's why it feels like a real ship.
It's a good replica.
Because it is.
Yeah, it's a real ship. Okay.
Yes. Cool. And I remember all of the stuff around in the whole gallery because it feels like you're on a dock.
It does. They
and
straight up play it up real good.
There's little shops and stuff you can go into.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you got to go into the buildings and see what little shops look like. Anyways, the point of that story was I can imagine that replica ship and seeing the little cabins and
you got
the little...
to go in on the little bunks.
Yeah, you can see, and I always felt like these are way too small.
Yes.
Because I was too long for them even when I was going to them.
Yes.
And you're like, how do people fit on this? But
good callback.
Yes.
We were just in Winnipeg. Next time we're there, we take our kid.
Take the kids. Yeah.
Take the kids. Mostly for us. Also for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Elaine goes on a rant about how Naris came to Samara in the night and he wants to leave in the night.
Yeah.
Because she's been a little an observer.
A little bit.
I praise her for her observational skills here.
Okay.
I know that Nynaeve thinks whatever.
Yeah, she doesn't even understand what she's talking about.
She doesn't care. But Elaine wants Nynaeve to know that Naris is a smuggler. She's figured it out. Nynaeve doesn't care.
Yeah.
She's like, so what? We worked with a smuggler before.
The best smuggler.
Yes. But
Bail Dummon.
That's clearly not the point that Elaine is trying to make.
Is it, though?
Elaine, I think, is just trying to be aware of her surroundings.
Okay. I mean, she really seems to be going really hard at this guy. Granted, he's a dick, and there's a lot of things to not like him about.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's a smuggler, it should be a side note, because she also takes a shot at his ship name, because she's like, ooh, and it's called the River Serpent. See, it all makes sense now.
Yeah. I think that she's legit just being they're already on the boat.
Yeah.
They're already going to where they need to go.
Yeah.
It's not like she's saying, let's get off this boat because this guy's a smuggler. I don't want to be anywhere near him.
It's good to be aware of her surroundings.
I think that she legit is just being aware of her surroundings.
Yeah.
But the snippy nature of this and the whole, like, Nynaeve perspective
That's
on this.
true, unreliable, and Nynaeve's like, oh, you have a lot in common with Galad because y'all like the law and order stuff.
Yes, she
But
does.
Elaine was cool. But, I mean, again, coming back to it, Daman is way more likable as a person than Naris is.
Oh, yeah.
So that's got to be a factor, too.
Well, sure. But again, I just bring it back to Elaine isn't saying, let's get off this boat right now.
True.
Tell him to pull over, I'll wait for another boat because I'm not dealing with a smuggler.
Yeah.
She's not saying that.
Yeah.
She's just being aware of her surroundings, and I think it's smart.
Okay.
And I very rarely stand up for these women, so you know
that you really mean it.
That I actually mean this here.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next big problem
yeah.
is that there's no room on this ship for the refugees.
Yeah, like you said, there's like 100 of them,
100
right?
people, there's barely room to sit, never mind lie down. And so the next plan is to tell Naris to throw all his smuggled cargo into the river.
Toss it out.
Goodbye,
Gotta
spices.
make room. Goodbye.
And he just, like, does it. It's actually very surprising to me.
It is. Naris has a unique story arc in this chapter. We get a lot about him and what he's done, like what he does, and...
Well, it seems strange to me because I feel like we've met quite a few ship captains at this point.
Sure.
And for the most part, the ship captain makes the rules.
Yeah.
So this is odd to me that he's, like, caving so easily.
Sure.
I get that there are scary Shinarians on his
I was
boat.
going to say, like, there's a bit of, like, maybe a hostage situation going on. And also, he is being paid for the journey.
Sort of.
To Nynaeve standards, which is probably, like, a fair price.
Yeah.
In some sense of things. So, like, I'm not saying that they're taking advantage of him, but he's getting paid.
The fact that he throws his cargo overboard?
He doesn't have much of a choice, though.
Yeah.
That's the issue, is like he isn't in a position to...
Do you think the Shinarians would literally take him, hold him, and then Nynaeve would just throw the stuff over anyway?
Yeah, like if it came to that, do I think that would happen? Probably yes.
Okay.
But I also think that Naris doesn't know.
Like that kind of thing makes way more sense to me then.
Yeah. Well, think of it this, the way I like to phrase it is like a thief thinks everybody steals.
Yeah.
Right? Someone who's a thief thinks everybody steals. It's like, why wouldn't I do it? Because everybody's going to steal stuff. So it's like Naris, if he's not necessarily like a admirable person, he thinks that anybody would do what he might do in that situation. So if he thinks, yeah, I would totally hold me hostage or just kill me and take my ship, then he thinks that the Shinarans are actually going to do that too.
Right.
So it's maybe a little bit of that mentality.
Okay. That makes more sense to me then.
Yeah.
Because this whole time I'm like, God, this guy, no backbone. Like, I don't know. He's not standing up for his ship.
He's kind of being smart, being like, I'm not going to, fuck with these people.
But he's pissed.
He's not happy and he doesn't like women, but...
Anyway, so the cargo goes overboard to make room for the refugees.
Except for the,
like, cloth and silks and stuff. But it's actually just going to be bedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, okay. Shoot.
And then the last big issue about this boat is Naris himself.
Right.
And his, quote, peculiar attitude towards women.
I gotta get your take on this entire scenario.
Yeah. Because he just straight up doesn't like women. And I don't know if it's that he doesn't like them or if he doesn't like them. You know?
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying.
Does he not like women trying to tell him what to do on his ship?
Yes.
Or does he just, like, not like women? Because we get that he's married.
He's married and he has kids. He doesn't spend any time with his wife. So he like loads up and leaves.
And he's from Abu Dar.
He technically has a wife and children. What does that mean?
I noted that. I noted that he's from Abu Dar.
We don't know what that means.
Yeah.
We don't know what that means. So tropical paradise, right? That's what we assume.
That's what I wanted.
So, okay.
I didn't want tropical paradise. I wanted culturally exotic. I wanted like culturally interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I wanted.
Compared to like English background, Andorran,
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I wanted, like, a slight difference. I didn't want, like, Tyr, Ilian, like, that kind of thing. I think I wanted, like, India, New Delhi.
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing with Abu Dar. Like, it's almost this Indian-sounding name, too, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's where I get that, but...
Yeah, back to this whole thing, because he doesn't like women because they cost a man money.
Right.
They fight like cats. They cause trouble.
Yep.
The crew's gonna, like, probably try and hook up with them or something and cause problems.
Yep.
It's all bad.
It's all bad. And Nynaeve has never met anyone like this before.
To the extent that Naris is, yeah.
Yeah, she's heard men grumble sometimes about women.
Yeah, it's like, women causing problems. But
right.
it's not like
But he truly...
He doesn't want anything to do with you.
Dislikes women.
So.
Like, to the point where he doesn't even, like, look at their face when he's talking to them.
And he doesn't like his crew talking to the women either.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because he's going to try to hook up with them.
Yeah, and they're going to cause problems.
Problems.
It's a very interesting take on this one particular ship captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, side note, the women, we'll get to it, they end up fighting less because they don't want to prove him right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they don't want to outwardly bicker and fight in front of him.
Yeah. Because it's just like
he clearly thinks that all women fight and bicker. So they're like,
these three are the worst example.
I know, and they're not doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
So that he has nothing to complain about.
True. So.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
After a while, Nynaeve realizes just how quick this ship is moving
That's
on
why it's
this
only 5 days.
Very slow moving river.
Yeah.
And then figures out that Elaine has been channeling like a flippin' moron.
Oh, okay. Okay. I want to get your take on that.
You're excited about it.
Yeah, let's get this boat moving. Let's get to Saladar.
She wouldn't even channel to like potentially save herself on the tightrope.
Yeah, she's good at tightrope though.
Turns out.
Okay. Plus, she's got a bunch of training from the sea folk, so like good for that.
Oh, definitely. But this is like her thing now. This is her talent.
It is. I mean, but that's like a big thing. So here's the discussion. So is it a smart thing for her to do, or does Elaine actually have a point?
No, this is not smart.
Really?
No.
Okay.
This is not smart.
I'm honestly a little bit surprised about that.
Really?
Because, yeah, because they are further away from Samara.
Okay. Here's the problem I have with all of this.
Break it down.
So they have a discussion.
Yeah.
About if this is a smart thing to do because of the whole Moghedien thing, and Elaine thinks that they're far enough from Samara that it doesn't matter. And we get a little bit later on in this chapter that Nynaeve gets mad enough to channel.
Yeah.
And like embraces Saidar.
Yeah.
And can see the weave.
The residue.
The path.
Yeah.
Or whatever. From where Elaine started channeling.
Yeah.
And we got that. Rand can also do this.
Yeah.
And he could tell where a weave was coming from. It's literally a trail right to them.
Okay, we don't know how long that lasts and what that actually means.
It doesn't matter though. Like if you're being smart,
okay, and
you're not being stupid, then it doesn't matter. Why would you risk that?
Okay,
I think that this is
so you're not on the. I mean, this is the whole yeah.
Okay, listen. The whole we're far enough away from Samara.
Yeah.
You don't know where Moghedien is. She knows that you were somewhere in Gildan because she heard that there was some menagerie somewhere in Gildan. That's all she heard.
Okay.
And she didn't know that you were in the village of Samara. She could literally be trekking through the wilderness beside your boat right now, trying to get to you, and you're gonna.
But it's so unlikely.
Start channeling and alert her to your presence.
Just maybe a little bit, but I mean,
how is Moghedien getting to them in Samara?
But we do get a little bit of a hint of like, the strength of the weaves that she's using. She's not going full tilt, full power.
Matter.
She's like, Moghedien would have to be on the boat to feel it, so it doesn't matter.
I have to tell you, if from the beginning,
sure,
they were like,
we can channel a little bit.
We can channel a little bit. It won't matter, whatever. If that's the page they're on, then that's fine with me. And they do this channeling, and like Nynaeve starts healing.
Yeah.
And then Elaine channels more. Like, it's all a crazy thing.
Okay. Yeah.
If from the beginning they were like, a little bit's okay, we're not sure where Moghedien is, whatever.
Yeah.
Then I'm fine with it.
Okay.
But their wholehearted stance
is like, don't channel at all.
It's so dangerous.
Not even in the middle of a riot, just in case.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay,
we could alert the Black Aja, we could alert Moghedien, whatever, and then you're like 3 minutes outside of Samara, and
Elaine's like,
now it's okay?
This boat's gotta go faster.
No.
Okay, get what you're saying. It's just funny because when you read it from Nynaeve's point of view, her approach seems reasonable, but the way she's probably approaching Elaine about this, she's saying, oh, you didn't even bother to ask for permission to do it?
I know, that's her problem with it.
And Elaine's obviously going to be like, no, I'm not asking your permission to channel because, like...
I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want if I think it's safe.
I know, yeah, and that's kind of like, they're clearly in the middle of still, like, a heated...
Oh, for sure, because this is still the first, minute that they've left.
Yeah, so, okay, I get what you're saying. So you're on team don't... Don't channel.
I'm only on Team Don't Channel because they were on Team Don't Channel. They were the ones who convinced me that channeling is insane.
See, I'm on Team Channel. Let's get this boat moving.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Like, obviously,
go.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
You're cautious. I get it. I like it.
They're just contradicting themselves about what's safe and what's not. And you still don't actually know where the Black Aja is.
That's true.
So,
okay.
If we're being cautious, like, be cautious. And if we're not being cautious, don't be cautious. Just, like, make up your dumb mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Rant over.
Okay.
For now.
Oh, man.
Okay. So, Brigida has to step in.
Of course. Yeah.
Because this conversation is getting heated, but like fake heated.
Yeah.
Because they have these like plastered smiles on their faces while they're arguing.
Yeah.
As to not alert anyone.
It's like arguing in public.
Except you know who they alert? All the women on the ship.
Yeah, they're
all
like,
the
ooh. Like Raiders up.
But Brigida steps in and basically tells them to fuck off. And they go to different ends of the ship. They calm down. Luckily, over the course of a few days, the tension seems to go down.
It does. Yes.
Nynaeve thinks like maybe it's a combination of being caught in the middle of this civil war, a circus, like being chased by Moghedian.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they were so tense before.
Which makes sense. They were in a stressful situation. They're being hunted down.
I don't know why they feel like they're in a less stressful situation right now. Like, that's confusing for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you're on a boat, like you're literally going to somewhere that you hope.
It's the mentality behind it though, because they were very stagnant. They were in the same place, not moving, and now they're moving on the way to their destination, and they're literally getting there.
You know what? You're right, because that was what I had said before.
Yeah.
Is that they have no purpose.
We're not doing it, and now they have purpose again.
Now
It's like we're going, and they're gonna be in Saladar. Like, it seems they're 2 miles away.
But, like, why is there no anxiety? Oh, and I mean, at the end of this chapter, there's
oh, wait.
There's a hint.
We gotta talk about that.
Which we will.
Yeah.
But, like, why is there no anxiety about, like, what if this was wrong? What if they're not there anymore?
Yeah.
Like, they never discuss that possibility.
Yeah.
Right?
That can't be a possibility.
What if Moghedian is still looking for us? And then, like, Q, let's go into the dreams every night. Fuck. Anyway, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm heated. Okay.
Oh, man. They're getting back to their purpose.
The bottom line is they're getting along. There's children around, which lightens the mood. Nynaeve spends some time healing soldiers and then doing some, like, healing.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I guess if Elaine can do a little
I can do a little bit
so
too.
Can I.
And then just like wrap up their heads, like Uno's head in bandages,
and
be
like, don't take this
it
off for 3 days, and maybe someone will forget how bad that was.
Exactly. So
yeah.
But I mean, again, it's getting back to Nynaeve doing what she wants. She wants to help and heal people.
Yeah, she does.
Like she does, and now she's finally doing it again.
This is like the part of Nynaeve I like 100% am happy to identify with.
Cool.
Yeah, because there's a lot of Nynaeve that I identify with that's like not great.
Sure.
But this part, bang on.
Care for other people.
Help people.
Yeah.
I also like how she thinks about how she wants to have Lan's babies, even though she doesn't even really like children.
This is an interesting take.
Yeah.
Because she knows she's never comfortable around children.
Yeah.
But she does want to have Lan's babies.
Lan
but only
babies. Plural.
Babies, but only part of her does.
Yeah.
So she also, part of her doesn't want to have babies.
Right.
And I get that. Because not everybody wants to have babies.
And you know what? Lan definitely doesn't want to have babies.
Oh, maybe.
No, he doesn't even want to marry her. He doesn't want to have any responsibility or any tie to anyone
Outside
or
of.
anything.
Yeah.
For any reason. For anything.
Ever. Okay.
But then Nynaeve moves on to healing like the refugees because everyone has some injuries of some sort, and Nynaeve can heal the children because like they make a fuss about being
they always
anyway.
whine about anything. So yeah. But again, it's a good like healing overall for everybody. It's great.
It's like medium because she's channeling.
You don't like the channeling thing, so.
And then we get, oh my god, 20 pages, roughly, about the refugee stories.
What is it? Is it exposition?
I mean, yeah, I think that this is just more too much detail about things I don't care about.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Whatever it is here, and it's significant.
It is significant. So most families separated. Here are the spark notes.
Okay.
Most families separated, dead or lost. the prophet was just like the last straw to an already bad situation.
Right.
All the younger men had been taken for soldiers in the army, and those who refused were killed.
Yeah. So basically it's only women and young children and old men.
Yeah, and the women are staying strong for the children.
Yeah. You got that sad story about that guy who, like, disappeared off the boat, and Nynaeve hopes he swam to shore?
Yeah, no, he did not.
He did not.
Probably.
It's unlikely.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
Okay.
Now, okay, we can spend about 1 minute talking about these 3 women that Nynaeve feels connected to.
Only 1 minute?
Yeah.
They're coming with them.
Roughly.
They're coming with them.
Which I hate. That
really?
part we can talk about for a long time. Okay, so these 3 refugees are especially tugging at Nynaeve's heartstrings.
Okay.
So we have Nicola.
Nicola, yep.
Which I just think of Superbad. That's who McLovin is with, is Nicola. Anyway.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah. But anyways, Nicola's about Nynaeve's age. She was gonna get married, but then the man got murdered or something.
No, he went to go go do his duty and follow the prophet.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And she's like, I gotta get out of here.
Okay, so then she went far away.
Yeah.
Then there's Merrigan.
Yeah.
Who's a bit older, but she has 2 young kids.
Super traumatized. God.
And she was like a wisdom.
Yeah, basically dealt in herbs and stuff, and then got chased into hiding. And
yeah.
I think her husband died or something. So.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And then there's Arena, who is the youngest of these women, and she wouldn't say exactly like where she's from, but she went to Ilion to bring her younger brother home before he became a Hunter of the Horn, and then she became a Hunter of the Horn herself.
Not really.
Well, she took the oath.
Well, she couldn't find him.
So she got wrapped up and took the oath.
Yeah, it's.
And so now she's been
doing stuff.
Seeing the world, but she's had some tough times. She's very like rough and tumble, vulgar, rough lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
So I think it's interesting because Nynaeve thinks that she relates to these women because they remind her of herself in some way.
Okay.
So obviously Nicola had the man who went to do his duty is like Lan.
Exactly. We got the wisdom.
Yeah, and then the wisdom. And then, I think she thinks that Arena going to find her brother and like help him was like her leaving to see the world to like help her. And then
getting wrapped up in other things.
But let's talk about a little more how Nynaeve is exactly like Arena.
Okay.
And it's...
Is that why she's her favorite?
I think so.
Okay.
For sure. And it's so interesting because when I was reading this, she's like, oh, I'm just like all these women, and this one has too loose a tongue, she speaks her mind too much, and it gets her into trouble.
Yeah.
And I thought she was being introspective for a second.
No.
And I thought that was the reason why she was like...
She's like real close, though.
She's close to connecting to that part, but then she's like, spending some time with me will do her real good, because I can teach her how to hold her tongue.
Right.
No,
Nynaeve,
no.
You were so close, and then just like veered off the friggin' road.
Reread that like one little paragraph.
Yeah,
where she's like, indeed saying that she's gonna help this woman.
Yeah,
on how to hold her tongue to not get her in trouble.
Yeah,
and to be fair, Nynaeve has come a long way, but the fact that she's come a long way and not even recognized that she's come a long way makes her.
It's worse.
It's 18 steps backwards.
Yeah.
It's worse.
Oh, okay.
It's worse.
Okay.
Anyway.
So that was your minute.
That was the first day.
Okay. Yes.
Second day.
Yeah.
On the
This
ship.
is actually, it's only part of the first day because we gotta go back in time and get the first night. Yeah.
You know what we could do in this podcast?
We could
just talk about the first night.
But we're not going to.
No.
We're just going to keep moving through.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's bad.
Later on.
Later. So the morning of the second day, and this is after the first Tel'aran'rhiod visit.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I can wrap my head around this. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
And they had a little bonding because a little cry sesh.
And then going to their homes.
Yep.
In Tel'aran'rhiod. Also fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah. It's not good what they did.
That's worse than channeling.
None of what they're doing is great.
Nah, they're the worst.
Yeah.
So...
They got lucky so many times that something bad didn't happen. This chapter should be titled Nynaeve
They
and
don't
Elaine
know
Make
that
Bad
nothing-
Decisions.
Well, they don't know, though. Because, like, maybe Moghedien has decided that she's not going to attack them in the dream world.
Like, maybe that's what she's decided, but they're not even working on that assumption.
No,
they're like,
they're
oh my
not.
god, I hope Moghedien's not in the dream world.
And then they go trape around the dream
To
world.
the same places that they've been.
Yeah.
Like, Moghedien knows you've been to Emmons Field.
Yeah.
You saw her. She saw you there.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let me get to it. I know.
I can't. Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about it when we get there.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's the morning, though.
Yeah.
On the second day, and Nynaeve sees an odd exchange between Elaine
Which
and
is also
Brigida.
so funny.
And this makes more sense now.
It does, yeah.
Because they went to the palace.
Yes.
Last night in the dreams.
Yeah.
And so Nynaeve is making some snide comment about Elaine not being in her mother's palace anymore. And then Brigida's like,
Wait, what?
Wait, you're the daughter heir of Andor?
Yep.
And Elaine's like, yes, I am.
And she does her little, like, nose up.
Nose up.
Yes.
I flippin' told you so.
That's right.
Yeah. And I'm glad that Brigida actually gets it. She
They
knows
do.
now.
Yeah, and that's why the whole, like, book corrections from before had to be fixed.
Had to be fixed. I get it.
For this hilarious exchange.
Yeah.
Okay, and now officially Brigida knows the truth.
Yeah, and then Elaine and Brigida go off and sit alone and talk for a while and tell me about that combo.
Yeah,
That's
right?
a conversation I want to hear. Like, why don't I get to hear that
I love
one?
Nynaeve's take on it, where she's like, I wouldn't have even joined them even if they asked me to join them. It's like, you're not invited to this conversation.
She's so upset. She's so hurt. I know.
Oh, well, it's kind of sad because, like,
She clearly wants
Elaine-
to be invited to the conversation.
I know, and Elaine kind of has, like, this BFF now in Brigida.
Yeah.
It's, like, kind of a cool situation, and Nynaeve's just, like, by herself.
Yeah, she doesn't have anybody.
But if she wasn't such
Elaine is so good at making best friends with everybody but Nynaeve.
Yeah.
And Nynaeve and Elaine have traveled together now for a very long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're still not best friends because Nynaeve won't be best friends with anyone.
That's true.
Common denominator. I keep saying it.
Yeah.
Anyway, she needs a social skills class on how to make friends.
A little bit.
Okay. Also, side note, they have conveniently just washed the black and red out of their hair with no repercussions.
Oh, yeah. I've heard it's super easy to wash hair dye out of your hair.
Black hair dye.
Yeah, it's super easy. Like, no problems. I don't know what women are talking about.
Oh my god. Black
If you
and
can't
red.
tell, I'm being...
Black and red, which
Yeah.
are like the two hardest.
Yeah, you just, like, get your hair wet and then squeeze real hard, and the color just, like, comes out.
Just wash
That's how it works,
Just
yeah.
like wash it. A little bit of soap.
A little bit of hair advice from Brett.
A little bit of soap.
Little
and now
soap and
back
water.
to perfect blonde and strawberry blonde.
Beautiful.
What?
I don't know
And then they
what.
just like don't even give a flying F that the ship captain was like, a what? Like they just like in the middle of their boat trip,
Yeah, it's
just
all
like
good.
completely change their look and just like don't even care who this person is. Like they have no idea. They're not being safe at all. Number
No.
one.
Stranger
Number two,
danger. He's
this
still-
doesn't happen. This isn't a thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I always talk about how I read these fantasy books for like fantastical and mythical things.
And you're not about the hair dye.
I'm usually like if
Yeah.
they had somehow channeled their hair
Ooh.
black,
Yeah.
and then channeled their hair, it was magic.
I could, like, get
I
on
could
board
totally
with that.
get on board with this. But science, if you're gonna tell me that chemically they did this, no.
Okay, they'd use a little bit of the power then, at the same time.
I would prefer they said that.
Squeezed real hard with their wet hair and put a little bit of,
Channeling.
a little channeling. A little air, a little fire, maybe a little earth in there.
Definitely no fire. Maybe earth.
Yeah, well, you gotta heat it up, right? It's part of the decoloring process.
No.
Let's move on.
But to have their perfect
No, I
blonde
get
hair
that.
back,
I get that.
Ugh,
I get
this
that.
is the worst thing
I get
in
that.
this chapter.
I understand.
Anyway, they make it to Boanda
Yeah.
on the third day.
Great time.
This
Great
is
time.
the third day.
Third day.
It didn't take 5 days. It
Monday,
took
1 day,
3
Tuesday,
days.
2 day,
3 days.
Wednesday,
It's
Wednesday.
probably a Thursday.
Yeah.
The third day.
Yeah.
They make it there, which is a town larger than Samara, and there are some thoughts here about Naris' smuggling operation because there are customs officers on these docks that he doesn't seem very friendly with.
That's probably why he doesn't come here, so yeah. But yeah, it's good because now the refugees can get off of Naris' ship.
And especially considering he is traveling south with
Southern goods.
cargo from the south.
And it's like, what are you doing here?
Ooh, that would.
It's
I'm
a lot
sure
of
you have
information.
all of your
Yeah.
documents.
Well, part of the issue with this chapter that I feel like you can have Specifically because you're reading it one chapter at a time.
Yeah.
Like in normal life, you would just like keep reading
This
and
was
like whatever.
40 pages, though.
It's 40 pages.
This was too much of this.
But this, as we say in D&D, this is just for flavor.
What's that?
So it's information.
What's D&E?
In D&D.
D&D, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. In D&D, it's just for flavor. It doesn't have any ramifications on the story. It doesn't do anything.
Yes.
It's for flavor.
And I understand that. And that's fine.
Sprinkle a little salt there.
And that's fine. And I read it, and I enjoyed reading it.
Yeah.
But
it's just the fact that you have
where's
to
the stuff?
now take notes and do a recording and edit and do all these things. And now you can read.
I can't just move on.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about this flavor in Boanda.
Fine. So this isn't the end of the boat ride, because we're not getting off here. And neither are Nynaeve's 3 favorite refugees.
Yeah.
And I just, had to sit back at this point going, what? They're just gonna bring them to Saladar? The secret Blue Aja meeting?
It's medium secret, and it's not actually that secret. We learn that this chapter. We learn that
later.
Yeah.
But,
I mean...
they don't know how not secret it is among, not Aes Sedai.
It's... Prohibidado. That's how secret and not allowed it is.
God, I just...
Okay.
No.
So you're not a fan of these 3?
No. No, don't bring 3 random women.
They're not random. They're Nicola, Merrigan, and Harry.
God. Anyway.
Do you have any problems,
for
any valid reasons?
No, question mark?
Do you have, any valid reasons to not like this?
This isn't smart, and it's not protective of, the things that they're doing. It's not secretive. It's not anything.
Okay. I mean, that's, medium valid for me
because,
at this point.
now these women are going to find out who they are and what they're doing, and they're literally trying
They're refugees. What are they going to do?
You don't know? This one who's been traveling the world and runs her tongue and gets herself into trouble?
Yeah?
She could go literally do that about you to people, the wrong people.
I guess so. Okay.
It's just...
I feel like you're pulling this out of proportion.
Don't befriend random fucking people when you have, top secret missions.
You know what they say.
Saving the world and running from the Forsaken.
You know what they say.
What?
It's part of the pattern.
I'm just, angry. How do I get out unangry right now?
I feel like it's a lot of pent-up something going on here, so... yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it's going to get better.
We need Lan here being like, is this part of the pattern too, Maureen?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a very barn situation.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Hayloft
situation.
I'm going to take a deep breath.
Okay. Wusa.
Do you have a reference or something? Should we take a shot?
Not right now.
For anything? Think of something.
Oh my goodness.
We'll wait. Okay. So... couldn't come up with a relevant reference.
No, because there's not really anything.
No, but I did have in mind at some point we need to do a retroactive shot.
Interesting. Okay.
And we need to sort of break up this, because I'm feeling very negative. And I would like to bring myself out of this a little bit. So we're going to do a shot for funsies. Now, because this is very impromptu, I actually do not know who to give credit.
Okay.
To this reference.
Okay.
But this reference was brought to me and us through somewhere.
Somewhere. The social media?
Somewhere through the internet.
Okay.
Somebody said, I'm surprised you didn't reference when Matt was speaking the old tongue.
Okay.
And didn't realize it.
Okay.
And that's a reference to Harry Potter speaking parcel tongue not realizing knowing it.
Nice.
So that's a very good reference. Okay. And that's probably a book 2, 3
that was
situation.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the retroactive shot.
Let's do it.
Thanks for the reference.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's Berry Blast vodka. You okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know why I thought that would put me in a better mood. No, just kidding. There have been some funny things. There's just been some questionable decision making.
There is. This entire chapter is Nynaeve and Elaine not really making good decisions. It has to happen, I think,
at least once per book, where I get frustrated with the incompetence level. And that's just my perception. You clearly don't think this is as incompetent as I do.
Well, no, I agree. It's just it's hard.
Am I being too hard on them?
this is the issue. If there's no repercussions, then, like, what does it hurt? Right? And that's the problem.
Because there weren't repercussions, so it's okay. But the problem with them getting comfortable is then there's always a repercussion.
Repercussions in the future. Yeah.
Just, like, always be on alert.
Yeah.
When you're in the position that you're in.
I get it.
All right. So, they're in Boanda.
Yeah. Naris thinks it's the end of the boat ride, but it's not the end of the boat ride.
And he's like, I guess I get my ship back now. This voyage has been the worst I ever undertook. It was like literally 3 days.
Yeah, he's like super negative. And they had great sailing the entire time.
Yeah, and it didn't even make any freaking sense.
Yeah.
And then Nynaeve is like, nope, we're gonna continue with you. But doesn't tell him specifically where they're going.
Yeah.
Because he's sailing to Abu Dar right now. He's continuing south.
It's this whole thing with how they treat him too. It's like, okay, I don't want anyone to think that I'm actually defending Naris because he's a dick. Like, I'll say it over and over again. But they do a lot of blackmailing of him about like, oh, are you going to do this? Or do we have to go get the customs agents over here to go and like check out your cargo?
And he's like,
fine.
Fuck.
But it's like they do the little bit of blackmailing.
Just a little bit.
Multiple
little bit
times.
Of threatening
Yeah.
with the Shinerians sharpening their blades
Yeah.
in the background, joking about how they almost died and murdered people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever want to look intimidating, you eat an apple and you cut pieces off with your knife. Or you cut your nails with your knife. And
You know what
it's great.
Is that the scene from Dennis the Menace you're talking about?
I've never seen that, so probably not.
Oh, there's a scene from Dennis the Menace where some, like, creepy hobo guy cuts an apple off with his knife and eats it.
Interesting.
And he's, like, talking over the fence to, like, some kid.
Sure.
And it's super creepy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why is the hobo talking over a fence to a child?
I don't remember the movie very well.
Doesn't matter. He was probably being a menace.
No, he wasn't Dennis.
You said it was Dennis the Menace.
I'm pretty sure he's talking to a different kid, not him, though.
Dennis was just watching?
There's...
Is Dennis the Menace? That's over the fence? Is Dennis the hobo?
You're asking me too many questions about this memory I have about eating an apple with a knife.
Okay, anyways, a little bit of blackmail, a lot of threatening, and Naris has to do what they say. So we're going to Saladar.
Except not until we're, like, sailing.
Yeah.
And then they're like, by the way, this is where you're stopping.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? No, Saladar has been abandoned since the White Cloak War.
Yeah, we knew that.
Have we heard about the White Cloak War
multiple times?
No, we have not. Don't.
Oh my goodness.
Don't roll your eyes at me.
I'm not rolling my eyes. I'm just saying, like, we've heard of it a bunch of times.
The White Cloak War.
Yes,
How
specifically.
long ago was it?
We don't know the exact time frame on the White Cloak War. We don't know the exact timing on it.
The issue, like, how am I supposed to keep all of these straight in my brain?
We don't have a date on that yet, but we've heard of it, and we know it.
Okay. Like, how long ago? Like, so long ago, probably?
Within the lifetime of some of our characters.
No, I mean, how long ago did me and you, hear about this? Like, what book?
Every time we've heard the name Saladar being abandoned, they're like, it hasn't been around, like, inhabited since the White Cloak War.
Okay, so, like, maybe
like, multiple times. When Pedro Nile was like, we should go maybe send some troops to friggin' Saladar. It hasn't been, like, all the time. There's been so many references to it. Oh my god. Okay, this is not the first time we're hearing about this.
Okay.
There was a White Cloak War.
Can we just say...
Sure.
I'm going to remember now?
You can say whatever you want.
Can I also say there are so many things to remember?
No, I get that.
Don't roll your eyes at me when I don't remember one thing.
No, but it's like, I can understand you not remembering things, but to act as if you've never heard of the phrase before, it's like a difference.
I literally didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on from that.
Yeah.
Because this is the point in the chapter that literally could have been another chapter, in my opinion.
Where they're like, done in Boanda, going to Saladar.
Going to Saladar, but also let's talk about what happened in Tel'aran'rhiod, because that's the second half.
Yeah.
Of this
We're redoing
chapter.
The one.
So
nights
let's
1 to
head
5.
back to night 1 on the boat, and this is probably why my timeline got a little confused.
Fair. That's fair.
Because we got to Boanda, and then they were like 5 days since Tel'aran'rhiod or whatever, and so okay, now I understand where my brain went.
Cool.
Okay, so we get back to learning about what happened on the first night. Nynaeve had used the ring to go to Tel'aran'rhiod. She goes to the heart of the stone. She counts to 1,000, calling out Egwene's name. And there's no word from Egwene. She's very scared.
Yep.
Which she's get that feeling of being
So,
watched.
If you remember back before we left Samara, this was the conversation that Elaine and Nynaeve had.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, just about like, oh, we shouldn't go, and then Nynaeve
we talked
is
about
like,
this at the end of last chapter
yeah,
too.
she's like, I'm gonna go tonight, and then she's
even
going
though she
tonight.
didn't want to, she knew she was scared.
Yeah,
she for a second thought about not going.
It's like good for her for doing what she said she was gonna do.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Even though this is freaking stupid.
Yeah, terrible idea. Like, stay
it's
out
awful.
of there.
It's so stupid.
You guys shouldn't be here right now. So.
No, you should not
Yeah.
be here searching for Egwene for no reason. Anyway, so she counts. She's scared. She leaves because she's like done, and she starts crying.
Yes, when she's awake. She's awake again.
She's awake,
Yeah.
and she's so scared. She's tired of being afraid, tired of being a coward. But then Elaine and Brigida tell her that neither of those things are true, and she's being too hard on herself. And Brigida actually has some pretty good advice here about how she wouldn't stand in front of a charging elephant.
Yes.
But that doesn't make her a coward. It makes her smart.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you should avoid the
Healthy
Forsaken.
fear of someone who wants to kill you isn't you being a coward, it's being smart.
And she gives good advice, like, hey, if you're going to face her, you should face her on your own terms when you're ready for it. Yes. Not just like whenever. So.
Yeah, but Nynaeve doesn't like any of these things.
No.
But Elaine's solution...
She's got the worst. Okay, I'm going to give you a nice little metaphor here.
Yeah.
So I, as you know, and maybe some other people know, I hate spiders. Mm-hmm. And if I woke up crying from a dream about spiders, and you're like, that's okay, let's go touch spiders together, I would say, I'm not going to do that. Because you being there, well, I try to touch spiders, it's not going to make it better.
Look, I'm doing it.
It's still me touching spiders, and I don't want this. Like, not even a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyways,
they're
going to go touch spiders together.
Let's face your fear.
Face your fear. Together. Terrible idea. Okay. Anyways, that's what they're doing.
Although maybe it would make you less scared of spiders.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing this. No. Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, so let's go into Tel'aran'rhiod together tonight, right now.
We're going back.
She
woke up crying. They're going back in there.
They're going back. She was so scared, felt like she was being watched, and let's go back.
Yeah.
Both of us.
Yeah. But let's only go to the most notable places that we're known for.
Yeah. Let's not
go
go
the places
anywhere
we always
obscure.
go.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Good thinking.
Stone of Tyr.
Cool.
Palace in Camlin.
Yeah,
Emmons Field. Yeah.
And now, can I tell you where I thought this chapter was going? And I actually got so excited.
Okay. Go. Where? What?
So, Nynaeve notices how different Emmons Field is.
Yes.
So we get lots of, things
little tidbits. Yeah.
About what's going on there. And I thought we were about to get a meeting with Perrin
in the dream world. Oh, that'd be so good.
I have been waiting for Egwene and Perrin to connect in the dream world.
Yeah.
Because I think the fact that Nynaeve and Egwene and Elaine are being able to connect in the dream world is a positive thing, because
great for communication.
And even Amis later in this chapter says, this is better than I thought it would be, because you have valuable information about what's happening on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
And that's great. And
let's connect with Perrin, because Perrin would be like, what are you doing here, Nynaeve?
Yeah.
Probably Hopper would be beside him.
And it would be great for them to understand that Perrin also has a thing.
Yeah.
A cool thing that he does, right? And he's self-conscious about it, and they would accept it, and that'd be cool, right? But we haven't heard from Perrin once at all. All we've heard about how cousin and daddy are off doing something.
Yeah.
Which I think we'll probably talk about in a minute. But
okay.
I guess dad-in-law, father-in-law, and cousin-in-law for Perrin.
But to Fael, you're talking about.
Yeah.
I got what you're saying. Yeah.
But I really thought this was about to happen. They're literally walking around Emmons Field.
It doesn't.
Noting how everything is different.
Yeah.
This would have been so perfect for him to step out. And they're so close to the two rivers that nighttime.
Oh yeah, I love it.
It would line up.
I love your version. That would be great. That does not happen here.
And I would actually love hearing from Perrin here at this point, because it wouldn't be like distinctly only Perrin doing things I don't care about. It would be like, this is so interesting.
You know what is sad, though? Is that there's the big stone memorial of the bunch of names, and she recognizes them.
Oh, and that's so sweet. And she doesn't understand.
She doesn't understand what's going on. But it's like, all those people are dead.
That's honestly where I thought because I knew there were so many pages left of this chapter.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite understand, like, what was even going to happen. And this happened, and I thought, oh, yes, great. No, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
I would have been so on board with that. Anyway, they also go to the White Tower after this.
Yeah, this is important.
They go to Elida's study.
This is important for me. I love this stuff.
Yeah, we get some noticeable differences. That there's only 6 stools around Elida's table. There's a picture of Bonwyn. That's gone.
No, it's gone. Okay, I thought you were going to say it's still there.
The picture of Bonwyn is gone.
Do you remember who Bonwyn is?
Yeah, the only other red Aja who failed.
She was like she wrecked it for Arthur Hawkwing.
That sentence was terrible, but you know what I was saying.
Yeah, but that picture's gone now.
Okay.
And the picture of Rand
is like ripped as if someone threw something at it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they look through the documents for information.
Got documents. I got information.
You got information for me?
Got information. Okay. So Elida knows that Rand has crossed the Dragon Wall, but she doesn't know anything else about that. We've got an angry demand that all Aes Sedai return to the tower immediately, and very few sisters have taken her up on that offer.
Okay.
So that's not going well for her.
No.
And I'm surprised. It's like, why wouldn't you want to go back there? Right? Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't know when you're being sarcastic.
Okay, that was sarcastic.
Yeah, I know. I got it. After?
It was the head chopping off of your friends. It's like, that's probably
great.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Most of the eyes and ears in Terrebonne are still silent. That kind of makes sense.
They're probably dead.
Probably. Pedro Nile is still calling White Cloaks back to Amadicia, and Elida doesn't know why. And then Davram Bashir still can't be found, despite having like a huge army with him.
Father-in-law.
Where is he?
Yeah, what the fuck's happening?
What's going on with Fael's dad?
I don't know. The issue that I'm having with all that, and then like later we get another reference to Queen Tenobia doing something or being silent or something.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I can honestly think of is it seems that the trend is that Forsaken are like becoming powerful among nobles in different places.
Okay.
So my issue with what's happening, this increasing amount of information we're getting about these people we've never met.
Yes.
I think we're getting a little bit of tidbit to like something is happening here.
Yes. So one of my favorite things about the series is the fact that this map of Randland is like a chessboard. And although we only get to see a very narrow view of what's happening in one specific area at a time, or maybe 2 or 3, things are happening literally all over the world right now.
Yes.
It's kind of like an Eye of the World, and it was one of those things that's hard to explain at the time because it was like so new to us. But
to me, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyone who starts
anybody who starts, and like, it's not something I picked up on at the beginning of the book series, but like in Eye of the World, we get so many references to the fact that the Borderlands are like super active. There's a huge war going on, and they're on the brink of collapse.
Right. And then we have Andor or Camelin.
Yeah.
Which is also on the brink of riots and collapse.
Yeah. And we don't understand the weight of it.
The dynamics. And
And that at the end of Eye of the World, Rand literally saves all of Randland from being overwhelmed by Trollocs in book 1. Because of his stuff at the Gap.
Yeah, right.
Like, with the whole Eye of the World stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Where he
like accidentally travels there somehow.
And then destroys all the Trollocs in Murdral and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it was crazy.
It's huge. You're right. I need to reread Eye of the World.
But that's the thing, is like, there are things,
better understanding.
There's stuff happening all over the world, and we only get it through tidbits of information. So we got to piece together what's really going on across the entire world.
And at least now in book 5, we know to pick up on that.
Yeah.
Because even in book 2, book 3, we might have gotten lots of tidbits of things.
Yeah.
But you don't know to pick up on it. You don't know.
But now it's like, we know the West Coast. We know we got the Shanshan over there. We know we got the Sea Folk. We know we got Shara, which is like China doing stuff over there.
East, yeah.
We got the Aiel Waste that's coming over into Randland. We got the border. Like, there's so much stuff. Like, what's Mayenne doing right now? They got to be doing something.
Probably.
So... Yeah.
We know that Ilion is being run by a Forsaken. We know that Canelin's being run by a Forsaken.
Yeah.
So that's why my mind goes to, like, what's happening over there. Is it being influenced by Forsaken.
Exactly.
Potentially one we don't know, or potentially Grendel.
There's
we
a
know that
lot,
she was
yeah.
like in a palace.
Yeah.
And, we
and
don't
they're
know
like,
where
oh,
she
she's
is.
over in the West or something, maybe.
Yeah.
But like that was a long time ago, so we don't know.
Yeah, and so what their actual plans are and what they're doing, it seems that's my logical prediction.
Yep.
If everything goes like exactly along the linear
Yeah.
line.
Like people aren't waiting for Rand to do whatever he wants to do. Like people are doing their own thing here.
Yeah.
So.
That was a very good tangent.
Okay.
I really, really like that.
So you gotta pay attention to little stuff.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so back to where we are here, because this is Nynaeve and Elaine in Tel'aran'rhiod, in Elida's study. They leave Tel'aran'rhiod, and Elaine notes that the palace, quote, seemed so empty. And that checks out, because in my mind, Morghese didn't go back.
Good. Okay. And that's good for us to know that Morghese probably didn't go back.
Yeah, because I wrote ... probably, LOL. Because, like, if she went back, then she's uber compelled.
Uber compelled. Or did she just, like, totally bounce?
Or did she bounce? And I prefer the version that she bounced.
Okay.
Because even if she went back, got uber compelled, and is confined to her room, and everyone's convinced she's, like, sick or something.
Yeah. And at this point, it's like, would Ravine just murder her?
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
Yeah. Ugh. No, she's gone. Okay, she stayed away.
Okay.
She doesn't know where Bryn is, but I think that she didn't go back.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to predict, because that's what I want. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, every night, from this point, they go back to Tel'aran'rhiod.
Every night. Yeah.
Every
Together.
night. Well,
though.
Together.
It's safer that way.
Is it, though?
It's dangerous to go alone.
Is it, though? Yes. The answer is yes. But when they go with either Terangriel, neither, like, can channel very well.
Yeah.
So it's not, like, are you bringing a knife or something?
That's not going to help.
And then, like, Nynaeve even can barely channel a trickle of fire.
Yeah.
And we know how strong she is. So,
but we also know that it's like, is channeling really that relevant in Tel'aran'rhiod?
For Moghedien, yeah.
Yeah, but we also know that there's
Dreamwalkers
Dreamwalkers who can be Dreamwalkers without channeling.
No. I just mean if you're gonna fight Moghedien.
Okay, yeah, that's fair too. Okay.
That was my point.
Okay.
Because that's what you should be scared of here.
Yeah.
Okay. So every time they go back, they go to the White Tower to see what they can learn, which isn't much, except that there was an order sending an emissary. What's an emissary?
Yeah, so this is like really important.
Okay, so you talk about it.
Okay, so the White Tower sent an emissary, which is basically like people.
Okay.
They sent Aes Sedai to Saladar to invite the Aes Sedai there to return to the tower.
Okay, so Elida knows
this is hugely
about
important.
The Saladar meeting.
Elida does know about Saladar. They know where it is, they know what it is, and they sent orders to them for them to return.
Okay.
That's huge.
Okay.
So it's more of a demand to submit to Elida and like be thankful that I'm still allowing you to
and
even submit to me.
And they have like Gareth Bryn developing an army
An
for
army.
them.
It's like they sent like a contingent of people to go and try and negotiate the return of all these Aes Sedai. So that kind of leads to the question of when we saw the note about Saladar in the beginning, we were like, does Elida even actually know about this? Yeah, she knows.
Okay.
She knows what's going on. So
okay.
It's big.
And there's also some notes about Mazrim Taim
Can't say his
missing.
Name. Don't say his name.
Don't say his name. And then more about the Bashir and Tenobia stuff.
Not the Bashir stuff.
Just Tenobia.
Queen Tenobia of Saldea and King Aesar of Shinar. So we got both sides there.
Queen Tenobia of Saldea.
That's
cousin.
on the west side.
That's cousin.
Yep.
Yes.
And then King Aesar of Shinar.
Right.
That's east side.
Yeah.
They both wrote letters to Tar Valon telling Tar Valon to stop meddling in their business.
Okay, that also seems like Forsaken business to me. That's why I'm like, oh, these two
Borderlanders, yeah.
King is like top people.
Yeah, rulers, yeah.
Yeah.
Monarchs.
Yeah. Whereas Ravine was like, I'm gonna use the person to send them
fake messages or whatever.
That things are okay.
Yeah.
So actually maybe it's not, but I guess every Forsaken has their own.
It's not gonna be the same play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot.
Shoot.
Okay.
All right. So besides the trips to the tower, Nynaeve and Elaine are working on their control in Tar-Valon. Like, let's just go there and play around.
Yeah, it's a montage.
Let's just, like, see what we can learn.
I want to see a montage of them, like, getting better in Tel'aran'rhiod.
But they're not even really getting that much better. So, because they're just, like, it's, like, trial and error.
Yeah, they're, like...
It's so dangerous.
It's, like, self-taught, self-instructed.
It's wild. It's wildly dangerous. And not just because Moghedien could be lurking, or Lanfear, or, like, literally anybody could just be lurking here.
It's like trying to learn how to swim by yourself with someone else who also doesn't know how to swim.
Just jump in the deep end. We'll figure it out.
Let's go. We'll figure it out together.
Like, literally, you'll drown. You'll try to...
And that's the problem, is that if one of you drown, you'll both drown.
You're just going to both drown.
Okay.
Is that... Okay, enough ragging on these women, I think, probably.
Okay. You know what? And nothing bad really happens.
Nothing bad happens except they get chased by a rhino.
That they created themselves.
It
was their own invention. Is it better?
You know what?
I think it's a little bit better.
I found the new chapter title, and it's the women being stupid.
Oh, man.
That's
not even creative.
It's like the stupidest they could be is what they are in this chapter, and I'm, like, over-talking about it.
Okay, they do learn some things.
Okay. I guess.
Well, not really, but, like, they kind of learn how
Something
to, like...
about, like, holding each other.
Yeah, hold each other in Tel'aran'rhiod. So, yeah. There's, like, that little tidbit.
A little bit better at controlling their surroundings. Like, a better understanding of it. I don't know if they actually increase their control, but they increase their understanding.
Yeah, and by, like, a little bit, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Elaine is particularly interested in how these Tel'aran'rhiod are made, and isn't happy that she can't figure out how they're made, just like the Suldam. Like, that was easy to figure out. These ones aren't. Oh, the Adam. The Suldam's the person.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once Nynaeve did end up using the other dream Tel'aran'rhiod on the night that they were scheduled to actually meet Egwene.
Yeah.
And now I'm surprised, let me tell you, that
Okay.
Egwene even showed up here. I thought it was going to be like, not Egwene and just Amis. Because they're playing around, the two of them, doing whatever.
Yep.
And then Amis is like, both of you? She
Yes.
shows up, and I think it's going to be just Amis.
So are you working on the assumption that Egwene got caught?
Yes, got pulled
and
out.
she's in trouble?
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm
is she
still working on that assumption.
is she currently grounded still, or
Yes.
is this like a...
Yeah.
Okay.
She is.
But she's still allowed to be here.
Yes, for the meeting.
Okay.
With them. She's not allowed... Yeah.
Okay.
Which is... She probably had to do some penance or something.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, in order to be able to come back. Like, run around naked or...
Yeah, do your stuff, and then now you can come back. Well, it's the whole Giotto thing, right? Like, once you pay your debt, then you're good.
Maybe, but they specifically are like, you have to listen to us or we won't teach you.
Yeah.
So...
Okay.
So we get to the point where Amis and Egwene both show up, and Amis immediately asks why Nynaeve looks the way she does.
Yeah.
Like, why both of them are there, because she's all, like, misty or foggy with the dream Tel'aran'rhiod.
Yes, and this is the night that she is using it because she's super pissed at the men for
so
being
she can channel.
jerks. Yeah, so she can channel. And that's why Elaine always uses it, because Nynaeve can't just,
always channel, yeah.
Exactly.
And so Nynaeve immediately jumps into trying to ask Egwene how she talked to them talked to them in their dreams.
Yeah, like, hey, how did you do that thing, and tell us all that information about Rand.
Yeah. And Egwene cuts her off hard and launches into telling them everything about Rand that she's already told them in their dreams.
To cover for the fact that they already know that stuff.
And, like, gives them pointed looks.
Yes.
And so Nynaeve and Elaine are confused again about this and are surprised about the Mat-killing Couladin news.
Yes. So the women have no idea that Egwene is, like, sneaking around.
Yeah.
Do you think that the wise ones are as unsuspecting about this as Egwene seems to think that they are?
No, I don't, actually. I do think they were pulled out, and I do think she talked her way out of it.
Yeah.
Or they're being more understanding.
Okay.
Because there was that time where she was like, I just fell asleep, and I came early.
I was only here for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And they sort of were like,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like that.
Yeah.
And she has come far in her training. You know, it's not the beginning. She's not a complete novice anymore. Yeah. So, I don't know.
It's like they're giving her some, like, a little bit.
And to be fair, this whole, like, talking to them in their dream situation, it was homework for her to find their dreams.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
Like, I get that the instruction wasn't go talk to them in their dreams.
But it was, like, along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, I kind of feel like the wise ones want their students to be a little bit, like, willful. Like, they're all very strong.
Oh, it's the same as Aes Sedai too.
Yeah,
right?
it's like they're strong women. It's like, but you gotta like pump the brakes a little bit so that the students can push past that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So Elaine asks about Rand, and Amis answers that he's about as good as can be expected right now.
Yeah.
He drives hard and listens to no one except Moiraine.
Yeah.
And at least that's their perception
of
what's happening.
That's true. I mean, good job, Moiraine, if that's actually what's happening, because...
I don't think he's listening to her. I think that he's entertaining her audience about Kyrian and nobles.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's where he is, and that's what he's dealing with, and
but
that's her expertise.
That might be more than what he's given to the wise ones right now.
Oh, 100%.
And they're not doing the whole, like,
and it's more what he's giving to the clan chiefs, too.
Yeah.
And he mentions that even Ruark doesn't know 100% what he's doing or thinking.
Yeah. I mean, but that's Maureen's whole thing, is, like, she's going to bend to him so that she can give advice, and I can't see the wise ones doing that.
She read the book that I sent to her, so...
She did, yeah, absolutely. And then Rand has a very busy schedule, too.
How to make friends and influence people, right?
Yeah.
I've actually never read that book.
No.
So I don't actually know. I like the title. Egwene mentions that Avienda's with him almost all the time. And then we get a summary of Rand's daily schedule and his fighting training.
There's some interesting stuff here.
And he's also started some schools.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this first. Double hours of practicing with the sword and hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
So this is big because...
That's the same as what he was doing before.
No, but I wanted to point out here that the women don't understand why he's doing this. Because in Nynaeve and Elaine's mind, or at least Nynaeve, she's thinking he should never be in a situation where he has to be this good.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of merit to actually being that good.
Yes, 100%.
Because you are your own last line of defense, and if there's ever a situation where you can't channel, or you are in a situation where you have to fight...
And she sort of understands that.
She should.
She does. In this moment, she actually thinks to herself at some point, I don't actually remember what it was, but she does think at some point, oh, I feel for that because not being able to channel all the time kind of sucks.
Yeah. But it's like, that's why he's pushing. There's multiple reasons.
Being able
to
defend yourself is a good idea.
Yeah, even if it is just, hand to hand. But the school is very interesting because he's inviting not just scholars, but also craftsmen, including the looking glass guy.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
To teach people about how to make telescopes.
Yeah. And the woman who constructed a huge crossbow with pulleys that can hurl a spear a mile.
Right.
Okay, so that's what we saw in
Dragon Slayer.
Battle of Kyrian.
Almost Couladin Slayer.
Almost Couladin Slayer, yeah. Exactly. So, but that's the thing. So, and then Moiraine does give us a hint because nobody understands why he's doing this. But Moiraine says, because she told Egwene, the urge to leave something behind was strong in everyone.
Okay.
Consider that.
Will do.
Okay.
So during all this talk about Rand and not sharing his plans with everyone, Elaine says the best way to keep a secret is to tell no one.
Yeah, because that's the whole Shadow thing. Because the Shadow are going north and going across the Dragon Wall.
Yep.
And Rand is sending the Aiel to, or at least half of them, to Tyr.
Yep.
And nobody knows why.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the whole, like,
But that's obviously advice that Elaine gave him.
Exactly, yeah. Yes. I was going to say, like, that's totally like Elaine. That sounds like her, so that's great.
And then Amis doesn't like this, and Nynaeve wants to ask Egwene about the whole dream thing and tries to ask again, and Egwene cuts her off and says, we're not in Sheriam's study where we can lounge and chatter. Are you still with the circus?
Yeah, that's the code.
It's a secret message.
Yeah.
But I really wish... at some point here, in their secret meetings in Sheriam's study and stuff, Egwene could just say to them, listen, I'm not allowed to be here.
Yeah.
Don't bring this up around the wise ones.
That would be so much easier.
And they'd be like, okay,
I won't talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end.
But she won't.
Yeah. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's all annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nynaeve summarizes mostly like what's going on with them at the circus. And she's still caught up in the whole Brigida omission thing. Like, she's not allowed to talk about it, even though Egwene knows.
Everybody's caught in a lie of what they're lying about. Except that I don't think
Egwene knows that Brigida is in the world. Real world.
Yeah.
Waking world. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, real world, yeah.
And then I don't think that Egwene knows about the Mogedian encounter.
Yeah.
Because Nynaeve is...
there's a whole
embarrassed about
bunch of lies, and everyone's lying about certain stuff, and web of lies, and okay.
So when Nynaeve's done, Mies asks if they're sure that the Salidar Aes Sedai will support Rand. Elaine seems sure because the best way to oppose Elaida is to attach themselves to Rand and make it clear they intend to support the Dragon Reborn.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Which is super hopeful thinking.
It is, but there's also like it makes sense though.
Well, and they also have the unlikely Swan and Lyanna there.
It's also which faction Rand is likely, if at all, to attach to.
Yeah.
Is he more likely to attach to like the one side or to Elaida's side?
Or any side.
Or any side. And that's what I'm saying. Like if he's going to attach to any,
it's none.
The rebels have at least they have a shot.
Yeah.
So
fair. So in regards to the whole like Massima and Galad incident, Egwene remembers Massima and thinks that Rand will definitely want to know about him and his whole prophet issues.
Yes. Yeah. That, and he should know about the Salidar stuff.
And the Salidar stuff.
So there are things that Rand needs to know about.
And then this is where Mies is like, it was good to hear from you guys.
Yeah, like they do have relevant information.
Yeah.
So.
But Mies also is very curious about how they are both here. She's like, did you learn to dreamwalk? What are you doing?
Yeah, because seems similar to her as a whole thing where you do it while you're still awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole fuzzy
business. Where you can like talk in real life and you're in the Tel'aran'rhiod. So.
Yeah, but no, it's not that.
It's not that, it's just...
Nynaeve and Elaine explained the Tel'aran'rhiod and Mies gives them an explanation.
Yeah. It's basically everything we know.
Nynaeve shows Mies the amber plaque, and then we get info about dreamwalking while awake.
Yeah. And it's like mostly we knew all that stuff already.
Well, and you know what? All of this, it's like mostly for me just confirmation about the two Black Aja in the Stone of Tyr.
Okay.
Like the one who was sitting outside of the thing was like sort of drifting in and out of sleep.
Yeah.
And I bet Nynaeve right now in her bed is drifting in and out of sleep.
That's very possible.
She might be like sort of awake, sort of not awake because she's super fuzzy in the dream world.
Yeah. Very possible. Absolutely.
No.
Well, the funny part, too, is that Mies does not like the idea that any woman who can channel can enter Tel'aran'rhiod. So in my mind, it's funny because one of the things that we've seen as a very like common feature of people who can enter Tel'aran'rhiod is they don't like when other people can enter Tel'aran'rhiod.
It's their thing.
It's my thing.
Yeah.
It's even with the Forsaken, where it's like Lanfear's like, I'm the best here. And it's like, no, Moghedien, I'm the best here.
Yeah.
And then everybody's watching each other.
My domain.
Exactly. Everybody's like super possessive of their little personal dream space.
And even Perrin, who's like, this is a wolf dream.
Yeah.
This is different than your
world of dreams.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, that sounds sounds the same.
Yeah, this is my wolf dream. Get out.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it's time to go, and Mies and Egwene vanish together. So Elaine and Nynaeve jump immediately to Sheriam Seti, because that was the secret code.
Yep.
They only have to wait a moment because Egwene appears.
Yeah, this is
for
so
like
funny.
3 seconds. This
Literally
is why
3
I
seconds.
think that she's not allowed, and she's still like she's on probation.
Okay, it's so fast.
It's so fast, and she's so angry. She like rips into both of them and calls them cotton-headed ninny muggins. Yeah. And Egwene just is so mad.
Oh yeah, it's so funny because it's like you said, it's like 5 seconds in and out. Yells at them, berates them, calls them stupid. You guys are morons. Don't spread your secrets. Like, don't just go tell everybody's secrets all the time.
And also, I can't teach you how to come into our dreams because that's a dreamer thing.
Yeah, you can't do it. I can't teach you. So if you can't do it, you can't do it.
And then snap, she's gone.
Gone.
And I did predict that. I don't know if it made it into the episode or not, but I
do remember you saying that. Yeah.
That the whole going into people's dreams
seems like a specialized skill.
Seems like a specialized skill.
Yeah.
I did say that.
You did.
But after this like reaming out by Egwene, Nynaeve is more embarrassed than mad.
Yep.
And so her anger goes out and she wakes up because she can't channel anymore. Yep. Which is an interesting reaction to that.
So she's still got like the issues with the whole like Egwene dynamic of power.
100% she does.
Yeah.
Because if somebody pops in front of me, starts berating me for being stupid.
Oh, I'm gonna get angry.
I'm gonna get so pissed off.
Yeah. My initial reaction is gonna be like anger.
I was angry at Egwene here.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing?
How dare you come into my house?
They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know that this was a secret.
And also, you're not sharing all this information with them properly.
Oh.
Like, preface everything you say with, hey, don't tell anyone this, but...
Yes,
yeah,
right.
That's easy. Super easy to do.
I think that Egwene is pissed off that they haven't shared about the Brigida stuff, even though she knows about the Brigida stuff. Like, Egwene has her own issues with them.
There's got to be, like, a pride factor here, though, with Egwene.
With
where
all
it's like
of them.
Fair. Yes, with all of them. Where it's like, if she admits that she's lying to the wise ones, then it's like her honor is tarnished.
And she's been spending so much time with
because she's a
Aiel.
liar.
Yeah, right.
It's got to be...
she's still lying.
She is.
Yeah.
But it's like not out loud to and other people don't think that.
Right. Anyway, so
Yeesh.
Nynaeve wakes up and she goes over to wash her face and she waits for Elaine to leave Tel'aran'rhiod. Elaine returns and says that she saw Nynaeve lose Saidar, so she went to Elida's study to check things out, but didn't stay too long so Nynaeve wouldn't worry. And the only important news that she found out is that Shamarin is to be arrested and reduced to accepted.
Yeah.
And Nynaeve is like, can they demote Aes Sedai?
Can that happen?
And it's like, I guess Elida's doing whatever the hell she wants.
Yeah.
So Shamarin was originally with Elida, right?
Yes. And Shamarin is the one that originally told Nynaeve what the whole yellow Aja secret signal was.
She's yellow and was teaching.
Yes. Yeah. But that was like the original stuff.
Okay. So apparently she's gone against Elida in some way.
Yeah.
Go Shamarin.
Because she was one of the ones who also was there when Swan was stilled.
Yes.
And taken.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes, that's right. So Elaine seems sad and worried that she wasn't even able to get a message to Rand, as if that's the important thing here.
Kind of is.
And she also wanted to get a message to Avienda.
Yeah.
Because if she's taking care of him for me, then she ought to take care of him.
Yeah. Because he's like pushing himself real hard and it's like, what's he doing? So, but I mean, I think Avienda's taking care of him pretty well there. Okay. You don't want to talk too much about that. So, hey.
Maybe she needs to take care of him a little better. It was like only once.
Nah?
Nah?
That you know of.
Nah.
Okay.
I don't think that... There's nothing off screen. Or everything's off screen, but...
Okay.
Okay.
But, I love this conversation because Nynaeve's like, he isn't a horse, Elaine. You don't own him.
And she's like, how would you feel if Lan took up with some Kyrianan woman?
Yeah. No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Don't.
Yeah. Okay. We're not talking about that, though.
Yeah, anyways, back to real time now.
Yes.
Back to where they actually are in real time, probably in the present, maybe.
Yeah.
They've been on the ship for 5 days. Okay, so now they're on the ship for 5 days.
Timeline. We're good. We got it. Okay,
I got it. It's been a while.
It's only taken an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You finally believed me when I was like, it's 5 days.
I got it. So it's been 5 days total. Not 5 days since Boanda, where they said it's been 5 days.
Yeah.
Now I know why.
Yeah.
I was so confused. So they get to the place in the river where they are getting off.
Yeah, it's not like a dog. It's just like they're stopping in the river.
Yeah. And they have to like rowboat out or something?
Yeah, because they're in the middle of a river. They got to row to shore.
So they have to travel through the wilderness a little bit to get to Saladar. The captain said that it's like 2 miles this way.
Yeah, and they gotta just like believe him. They
just gotta trust him because they have nothing else to go on. And also it seems that Elaine gave the captain a necklace to pay for him.
Yeah, so the reason...
not pay for him, pay him.
It's important.
Yeah,
so
pay for his cargo.
The reason why Nynaeve could channel that night, because she was so pissed off at the men, because the men, like Tom, Julian, Uno, all the men were like, Nynaeve basically stole Naris's cargo that he paid for, and she doesn't have a right to do it. And then Uno was like, "Oh, women think they can do whatever they want."
And then she was watching,
and she was super pissed off. She heard it,
yeah.
And that's why she was super pissed off to channel. And apparently, Elaine also kind of feels that way.
Yeah,
where it's like, "Hey, yeah, he's a smuggler."
This is why my point is like she didn't care he was a smuggler. She was just noting it.
She was just like, "Yeah, stand up, high alert." Okay.
Yeah, he's a unlawful person.
Yeah.
Just watch out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point, is like, that's why she gave him the necklace, to pay him for the cargo that got tossed into the river.
And she's like, by the way, it was an ugly setting anyway. Yeah. It was such an ugly gem. Whatever.
I don't even like it. So
yeah. So now this whole group.
Yes. Including
Tom, Julian.
Yeah.
Uno, Shinarians.
Yeah, like a dozen of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Nynaeve, Elaine.
Brigida. Yeah.
And then
our 3 new refugees.
the one...
Nicola.
Yep. The one
Merrigan,
with the kids.
her 2 kids.
And then the one who doesn't shut up.
Arena.
Yep. They're all there.
Everyone's here. We're here.
Here we are.
It's like 20 people.
Tom's trying to like entertain the little boys, like juggling, which is kind of cute.
Yep.
And Nynaeve thinks about how these 3 new refugee friends might be a little shocked once they learn what they've got themselves into.
They haven't been like, we're Aes Sedai sort of.
You should probably tell them that before they
Or
like latch on to
Aes Sedai rebel camp. Yeah. It's
Yikes.
great.
Yikes. So,
okay.
Probably the most important question.
Yep.
Out of everything that's ever happened.
We've talked about it a little bit.
Yeah. So Elaine asked Nynaeve, have you thought about how we're going to be received by the other Aes Sedai in Zaladar?
Like when we get there, how's that going to go?
Are we going to have a hero's welcome?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
That would be a no, probably. And Nynaeve thinks that, they've crossed half the world, they've defeated the Black Aja twice, and I wrote a sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
You've literally done no defeating.
Yeah. You have not died facing them.
You faced them twice and didn't die, and you escaped, and they also escaped. 2 of them died.
Yeah.
But there's still 11 of them.
And also, one of the issues here is like, how much of this can you prove?
Yeah.
You're walking into a bunch of like,
and we saw them question Swan and Lyanna.
Of like, are you even Swan and Lyanna?
Right.
Yeah.
And you think that they're just going to be like, sure.
You faced Mogedion, the Forsaken.
Okay.
And you beat her, and then she got away.
Cool.
She just escaped.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Cool,
that's
good.
Good story. Good story.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, they do have the recovered Tel'aran'rhiods.
True.
Which will be a good point.
Okay.
So like, we defeated 2 of the Black Aja.
Yeah.
But that's like all you got.
In tier with Moraine? Okay.
Yeah. And with Rand?
Yeah. It wasn't
even you.
So this is the thing. They have done a lot of stuff. We got to give them points.
But they're going to bring news of Elaida and the tower.
Yeah.
Which they already have because they have Lyanna, who's like the blue eyes.
And there's an emissary from Elaida being sent there. We don't know if she's there yet, but it's
and
like
we don't know if she's giving truthful information.
So like there's a whole bunch of stuff here. And then they're going to be like,
we can help you get in contact with Rand. And Swan's like, I already know where Rand is.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to the waste, don't worry.
We got an insider.
At least they actually know.
That's true.
But Elaida knows where Rand is now.
Yeah.
So if news hasn't got to them about Rand being Kyrian.
So the whole hero's welcome here. And then Nynaeve's like, we're not getting a heroes. Well, they're not going to greet us as heroes.
I'm not saying they're going to greet us as heroes, but it wouldn't surprise me if they kissed us before today is done.
So, do you think that's a bad prediction by Nynaeve?
I don't think it's a good prediction.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a lot more difficult than they think it's going to be.
The problem is...
They think they're like more well known.
That's one of the problems. But this is also the problem. We know Aes Sedai are creatures of status. They thrive on status.
Well, and these are just too accepted.
They're not Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
They're accepted.
Yeah.
And you are below the bottom ranking of any Aes Sedai.
You literally could have murdered Mogedion and have her head.
You could have her head in a bag and be like, this is Mogedion's bloodied head. I killed her myself. I did it by myself.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, you're accepted, so pass your Aes Sedai test and then we'll maybe talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, you can be the top of the top.
I know.
I'm
also going to take everything you say. I've been forgetting recently.
Sure.
But I'm going to take certain things you're saying with a grain of salt.
Okay.
But, because I forgot that we're not actually just having a discussion about these books.
Okay.
But.
Sure.
Because when we're talking about future things.
Yeah.
The things you're saying are going to be.
Okay.
Yeah. I do agree.
Makes sense what I'm saying.
Yes. And from what we've seen. But I also don't want to get thrown off. Because you have a tendency to do that to me. Okay. So I'm going to stand up for myself. That's all.
It'll be more like okay, pat on the back. Now go sit in the corner because you're stupid accepted.
It might be that way. But you also know what happens. So
there's a lot of things that could happen.
There's dynamics here. There's a lot of things that could happen. And especially because it's possible that Min is still there.
Well, you know what's great? There's Swan Lyanna, Min, Gareth Bryn, Nynaeve, Elaine.
Oh, Gareth Bryn! And Elaine!
And everyone's here.
Oh my god.
It's a party. Everyone's here.
Well, they might be. Gareth Bryn might have gone off, like, on collecting soldiers' mission.
Okay. Sure.
Min could have left.
Sure.
It's, like, not likely, but she really wants to get to Rand.
I get that.
And if she has a moment to be like, goodbye, she might. I don't think that's an actual thing that happened, but it's possible.
Yeah. Is, like, Logain still here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Logain's still here, but he was getting his spunk back.
Yeah.
He was getting his, like, energy. It was, like, up the last time we saw him.
Sure.
Morgaze. Here's another thing. Might be following Gareth Bryn's trail.
So we're going to have Swanliana, Min, Gareth Bryn, Elaine Brigida,
How long ago?
Nynaeve, Logain,
It was a while
and
ago
Morgaze.
that we saw all of this.
And Linny. Do you know how many Linny quotes we got this chapter? We got like two or three Linny quotes. And if Morgaze is with Linny still, and if they're coming to join up, whole family reunion.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
All right. Well, I'm actually very excited to read on.
Yeah.
Next chapter is called
To Teach and Learn.
Oh no. Not great. I don't think this is great.
Okay, not good?
Not good, no. But
we're only doing one.
Let me tell you. Yeah, I was going to say, next episode, one chapter again. This is the last time we're doing that. This book, chapter 50. It's a long one.
Yep, and then we're back to 2 for the end of the book. Because it's going to line up real nice.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say is, before you make a whole bunch of questionable decisions that may or may not threaten your life on about, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited by Dani, produced by Dani and Brett with Essen, Passion Socks, Mozyme, Moltude, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jamie Young, Cody Fouts, Megan Smiley, and Jonathan Reese, with music by Audionautics.com. If you're interested in supporting us and the podcast, you can head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. And for all things The Wheel Weaves, like how to get in contact with us, how to find our social media, how to join our Discord, how to send us really cool shot glasses, and for just general information, you can find us at thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, please remember to tell a friend about us, leave that 5-star review, and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again for sticking around to the end. This is really part of the pattern now.